KOZ Nation, this is your KOZ Raw for this week. Had a couple of things wanted to go over. I'm TJ Graney. Hey, don't forget to please like this video on YouTube and share it with your other HTLs. I know there's a lot of people, just public people, even people we don't know, that end up liking and watching the videos. Great. I hope it moves them into either starting a group or rescuing a boy or doing something. I hope it moves them forward. Or maybe they go to KOZ and they just get some information for a single mom. But anyway, had a couple of things I wanted to talk about and then some notes for y'all for upcoming. First things first, Father's Day is coming. And there's a story about this priest or nun that was visiting a prison, and Mother's Day was coming, and one of the inmates asked the priest, "Hey, could you please bring me a card so I can fill it out and send it to my mom for Mother's Day?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." But some of the other prisoners heard about it and ended up, like, every prisoner in the jail wanted a Mother's Day card. And so this guy ordered all these boxes of cards from Hallmark and had them delivered. And all the guys got cards and sent them out. He helped them mail postage and mailing them. And then he thought, well, man, Father's Day's coming. So I'm going to order boxes of Father's Day cards. And he orders all these Father's Day cards, and he takes them to the prison. He says, "Okay, guys, I have Father's Day cards. If you want them, you can just take what you want." And nobody took them. And he realized that the Father's Day wound was big and painful. And we know through our research that the majority of guys in jail and prison are fatherless or have father wounds. And the boys that KOZ goes after, we have tons of father sons, and God bless them that they can be an example to the boys who don't have a dad that come to KOZ. And I'm pray that your focus is to find those boys that don't have dads and to put the two together in this beautiful thing called KOZ. But Father's Day is coming up, and I think we have to be really careful about how we navigate Father's Day. A lot of churches do things like Father's Day camp out, and Father-Son camp out, and Father-Son this, and Father-Son that, and I'm always like pulling my hair out, like, you're missing half of the boys in your church and community by saying Father-Son. Just be in prayerful consideration of what that looks like. Your curriculum will spell a bunch of that out, some ideas, some thoughts. But I would just be sensitive to your boys. They're going to hear Father's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day, and you may be the only male role model that these boys have ever experienced that does what they say they're going to do, that says, "I'll be there on Saturday," and you're actually there. That you say, "Hey, we're going to go fishing on next Saturday," and you actually show up and you go fishing. So be sensitive to Father's Day coming up. I wouldn't say make Father's Day cards like we did for Mother's Day and all the things we did for Mother's Day, but maybe there's something that you can do that begins a journey towards a heavenly father without using the father wound and just implementing father stuff without understanding the word father to so many boys is a wound, and they need to learn and have the ability to heal from that first. So my wife and I, many years ago, this will date us. You may not even know the show if you're a younger person, but there used to be a show called 90210. And it's a zip code in Hollywood. And it was some young people. We were much younger then. And it was some young people doing Hollywood. And we were young Christians. We were baby Christians. And one of the things that we started seeing was the way that they would sleep around unmarried and things like that. And it got to where it bothered us enough to where we quit watching the show. And it was different for us because, you know, we like, well, you know, it was a funny show, or we liked it, or we were, you know, it was like our Thursday night. Okay, we go, we make dinner, we put out TV trays, we sit down and we watch our show together. And, but over the years, we have experienced these things with shows. Recently, there was Yellowstone that, man, there was parts of that show I'm like, mount up, dude, ride. And then there was stuff is like, yeah, wow. And there was some stuff in there that I've written on my, I have a board right here, and it's quotes. And that I wrote some of the quotes from there. One of them is, you can't fix a broken wagon wheel, but you can use the parts to build a new one. Man, somewhere along you'll see that in one of my books. But it got to a point where we both looked at each other one night and just went, we can't watch this anymore. It's like, it takes us down this trail. It lets stuff in. We had that with Oil Man. The other Sherwin, what is the guy's name? That writes all those movies or all those TV shows. But anyway, we started watching it, and then there was these, you know, references to improper sexual relationships or whatever they were. And we just looked at each other and went, gosh darn it. And there's also other ones. Like there's a show called Young Sheldon. And we've been watching it for maybe a month or two. I mean, it's got years and years and years of episodes. This little kid grows up to be this older one, and they have all these 30-minute episodes. And it was funny at first, and but now the kid's getting older, and I don't know if the writers changed. I don't know if they just think it's funny. As a writer, I look at a lot of movies and TV shows where they just add unnecessary sexual scenes or obscenities, things like that, that I just think they're lazy because they can't figure out something to fit in there that would keep our attention. Or something funny that they just, you know, they throw in cuss words or stupid humor that is just... Anyway, so now there's this Young Sheldon show, and they're starting to have these relationships and things, and it's like, I'm a grown-up man, and I'm not going to run out, but it gets in my head, and I feel like I don't want to support that. I don't want to watch that. And I would say, how many times, and so my thought with this whole thing is, how many times do we have good mixed with a little bad, and so how much bad do we let be part of our lives just because there's good part of it too? So, and I am more careful now than ever before. Maybe when I was younger Christian and really... But I'm careful about what I let in and how much I let in. And because it just gets in the way. I think there's a story about Einstein or some scientist, brilliant scientist. He had 7 suits and 7 white shirts and 7 ties and 7 pairs, and everything was the same color and everything. And he's just like, I don't want to spend any of my time trying to figure out what color shirt am I going to wear when I'm just putting on a shirt. And I think, man, I don't want to use up what brain power I have on things that steal or rob time for me to try and do life change or whatever it is. So anyway, I would just say, are you just doing it? Are you just letting it happen? Just letting it go? Just letting a kid look at their phone, or just looking at too much video? Or you just left that one thing on your phone that anyway, prayerfully consider that. Hey, we've got some things. If you go back to the backside of the website and you go to the Leaders Harvest Team HTL upcoming events, we've got a lot of stuff coming up that you guys need to be plugging into. We've got a monthly Zoom calls. The last Monday of every month, every HTL is invited into a monthly Zoom call. And man, we love those. We talk about all kinds of topics that are affecting you guys. A lot of times we let you guys chime in or send in advance questions that you have. So last Monday of every month, you get text and you get emails about it. And love to see you and all your guys on those. If you're looking for something to talk to your boys about, you want to do a camp out, you want to do a couple of day camp with your boys this summer, grab each one of them, Coyote's Heart or Coyote's Virtue. They're killer resources for you guys to like, okay, let's talk about this. And it gives you a tool. You don't have to figure something out. There's tools right there for you that you can chime in on, that all your guys can be on the same page. It's just, man, we get these incredible stories about guys using those little books on their outings. So there you go. If you're just looking for something for your outings, for your camp outs, open range. We're a bunch of us are going to Sipapu, New Mexico, July 6th through 13th. We got a little bit of space left. We've reserved a campground in the mountains right on a trout stream where the boys slam rainbows. They hike mountains, tallest peak in New Mexico. They go to the NRA shooting range. There's all kinds of stuff to do. But we need to know right away if you guys want to participate in that. You and a handful of your boys or your whole group, whatever that looks like. If you want to come and you want to grab a spot, call Angie right away at the office, 512-292-1113, 512-292-1113. Ask Angie about open range. And then the national HTL roundups that are going to come up really quick. They're going to be here before you know it. We have them in September 26th for Yates City, Illinois, and Bryan, Texas. I'm going to lead one in Bryan, Texas. Both of those are September 26th, the day before Mrs. Graney's birthday. So I'm going to be in serious trouble. But you can get that information on the website. And then there's October on the East Coast, October 3rd through 5th on the East Coast. And so these are where we have all HTLs from the area. Whoever wants to come, whatever HTL leader wants to come, you just come to the ranch or the farm, wherever we're doing them. And man, we just do fellowship and food and guns and whatever's in that area. We're just going to have some fun and fellowship and lots of food. There might be guns and cigars and hanging out. So anyway, there's that. Want to just encourage you to go to the website, track us, jump on the HTL calls that last Monday. Man, we care about you guys so much, and we just want to be here for you. So be thinking about your boys on Father's Day. Be thinking about what you're feeding your head. Be thinking about joining us for one of these events coming up, and share this with all the HTLs in your group and around. We love you guys. And as we always say, regulators, mount up.